Bradley Martyn is a podcaster, a YouTuber, a social media personality, a fitness influencer, a bodybuilder, but above all else, he's 260.
Unless you're 260 and the guy weighs 130. I mean, that's right. I mean, that has to be real.
The man has recently been going viral over asking several professional fighters that have been appearing on his podcast whether or not they feel that they could beat him in a real fight.
When you're not used to getting hit, it's different.
I'm not
and you don't know how to punch neither.
He posed this question to UFC bantamweight Marlon Chito Vera.
I'm gonna take your eyes out of your face. It's a street fight, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking about like referee.
No.
Oh,
It's to the death.
I'm opening your guts and playing with them.
Former UFC lightweight and welterweight Nate Diaz.
You think you beat me in a street fight?
Huh?
You think you beat me in a street fight?
You in a street fight?
Yeah.
You're a podcaster, brother.
I love it. So the answer is then yes, yeah?
Of course.
I love it.
And even everyone's favorite fighter slash podcaster slash entrepreneur slash, hey, ain't you that white boy that works too much?
So the real question is, who wins the street fight, me or you? That's the real question.
Is it though?
That is.
I trained all my life.
I
dude.
know, but like you're fucking older
guys.
now, dude.
How old are you?
34.
I mean, I'm 40. You know, but it's
I feel like your knees hurt.
No, I don't have any injuries, but I would like to think I could beat you up.
For those out of the loop, Brendan Schaub is not a well-liked person on the internet. In fact, he's probably the only person that has more people that hate watch his content than he does fans. He has entire channels on YouTube dedicated to watching hours of his content and nitpicking everything that he does wrong in order to make fun of it. He has a whole community on Reddit with over 140,000 members that formed organically in order to hate, mock, and dunk on everything that he says and does. And yet the general consensus for the video that you just watched was that the level of stupidity of the question that was posed by Bradley Martyn actually made Brendan Schaub look like a rational person. Now, part of the reason why Brad always asks his guests this question is because he has a decent sense of humor and he knows that it triggers people and makes him go viral. But another part of it is that he genuinely believes that he's a pretty strong and tough guy, and him pulverizing smaller guys has been a reoccurring theme throughout the years.
Yo, rip his earrings off. Let's go, Steve. You win, you gotta hire new security. No tap, no tap, no tap. I didn't see it.
Oh, wait. Steve's got a call. Flag. That's a flag. That's a flag. No, all right, that's enough. All right, that's it.
Most recently, he sparred streamer Sneeko in his gym, who's about the same height as him, but weighs about 100 pounds less.
Survive. You got this. Survive. Call it time. 20 seconds. Go. Get up. 30 seconds. Survive. Bro, sneak up.
You got my right down my shirt.
Get it. 40 seconds. Come on, Sneak. Get it. Let's go, baby. 50 seconds. Yo! Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
Now, for those feeling bad for Sneeko, please don't. It was his idea, he asked for it, and he got exactly what he wanted. What I want you to pay attention to here is how unimpressive Brad looked. His punches looked slow, sloppy, uncoordinated, and generally just very, very weak. Considering that he had 100 pounds on Sneeko, he should have been able to knock him out instead of just knocking him around. And the reason for that is because Bradley Martyn doesn't know how to punch. So essentially what he was doing was pushing Sneeko with his fists. And that style of punching is very common to see from big muscle-bound guys. For example, here's another streamer, Zherka, who is also a big giant dude. He's about 6'5", well over 240 pounds, boxing a much smaller man and looking much like Bradley.
Right there.
And in a bit, I'm going to show you a couple of different examples of what happens when guys like that meet somebody that actually knows what they're doing, and you're going to want to see this. But first, let's just address the obvious. Does size matter? Of course it does. There's an old saying in boxing that says that a good big guy always beats a great little guy, and it's true. Weight classes exist for a reason, and there's a reason why going up several weight classes is seen as such a big accomplishment, like Manny Pacquiao did, like Floyd Mayweather did, like Canelo Alvarez is doing. They're not supposed to be able to do that. They are outliers. And there's a reason why every job that involves confrontation or de-escalation of confrontation generally employs guys that are much bigger than average, like bouncers. When the skills are equal, when the athletic ability is equal, when body composition is equal, when age is equal, and when sex is equal, size is the deciding factor. But what happens when a large novice like Bradley takes on a small expert like all the professional fighters that he challenged? Here we have a freestyle wrestler that's 160 pounds taking on a bodybuilder that's 340 pounds. Now I know 340 is no 260, but let's see what happens.
No, hupsista. Ja vyörytyksiä siinä niistä taas pari pinnaa ja vielä lisää vyörytyksiä, vaikka on noin iso mies.
Do you see how easily the wrestler wrecked the bodybuilder even though the bodybuilder was twice his size? That's because gym strength and functional wrestling strength are two entirely different things. I guarantee you that the bodybuilder can deadlift more, he can bench more, he can curl more, he can squat more than the wrestler, but when he actually grabbed onto him, it was something that he's never experienced before. I myself wrestled on a much lower level. I wrestled in high school, and when I got to grapple with guys that were state caliber wrestlers, it felt like wrestling a chimp that was made out of marble. You don't even understand how terrifying wrestling strength can be unless you've experienced it. It's different. Now check out what happens when Brad tries to move around, not with a real wrestler, but with a 50-something-year-old comedian that just kind of wrestles men for fun, Brian Callen.
Oh yeah. Oh, no.
Did you notice how easily Brad got flipped? I know he did, because you can feel the embarrassment through the screen as he tries to explain to Brian how he could have gone way harder and this wasn't his full potential and he was taking it easy on him.
Sorry. Did you see how you got flipped at least with an idiot like me?
I know, I was trying not to go too hard.
But you know what I mean? Like,
I was trying not to.
Yeah. But I mean, you're strong, you're very powerful, but you're still getting, you know, that's an example. You just got.
But it's also me trying to like not hurt.
Right, but I know, I understand. You're very strong, but I'm old wrong.
He did a similar thing after boxing Sneeko too.
I did not go hard on you.
What?
Bro, I did not
That's
go hard.
cap.
I did not go hard.
You were trying to. I saw in your face.
Run back to 90%. Game 7, I would.
Steve, my tooth is chipped.
If I was game 7, I would have knocked you the.
Oh yeah?
Now, why would Brad say that? Could it be because he knows he looks like he sucks and he just doesn't want to face the music? Here's the deal. When you know what you're doing and you're going easy, you don't look like you suck. You just look like you're going easy. For instance, here's Floyd Mayweather boxing Blueface and going as easy as he possibly can.
No! That will land it. No, man, I'm coming. I'm coming. Come on, baby. Move out there. Get out. Get out of there. Get out of there. No. No.
Now you may notice that somehow he still manages to look like a boxer and not like a teenager that vapes throwing down in front of a Aldi. In fact, I think there's somebody else that I might have seen just go really easy on somebody and just kind of smoke them.
You can do that.
Look at my head bad.
You good?
But hey, you know, that's grappling, and grappling is grappling. Who cares about wrestling? You know, we're talking street fights. Street fighting, you come from the shoulders like a man, right? So I just wonder what would happen with a guy like Brad if he boxed somebody that kind of knew what they were doing, but were grossly out of shape. Damn, DJ Khaled really is the best. I'll give you another example of Alexei Emelianenko boxing up Russian strongman Mikhail Kuklaev. Kuklaev is both bigger and stronger than Brad. He is an absolute unit, but once he got hit with that first punch, I mean, his body just shut down. He didn't know what to do, and he went down soon after. Remember this?
When you're not used to getting hit, it's different.
But Gregory, you may be saying to yourself internally or yelling at your screen, these are all young, healthy guys. What about when the other guy has a major size advantage? I'll give you one better, both size and age. Check out what happens when a cocky, young, athletic guy decides to box a literal decrepit old man that is way smaller than him, but used to be a professional boxer for fun.
20 secondi!
It's different.
But I don't even have to do all this, to be honest with you. I mean, just to put the nail in this coffin, Bradley Martyn is not this athletic enigma that he claims to be.
I'm athletic as
No,
I'll
I
jump
believe
on
it.
you.
Because he gets wrecked by just regular other strong dudes.
I just walked out to this. What's going on? Swinging! Not Bradley. Let me tell you. Oh my! Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Ah, okay.
Tap it out. Tap it out.
Whoa!
Tap it out. Tap it out. There you go.
Oh!
Matter of fact, the only thing you really have to do to win a street fight against Bradley Martyn is just knock his hat off, and that's it. That's the finishing move. He concedes immediately. What Bradley Martyn is suffering from is called the big man complex. Now, you've heard of the little man syndrome. That's when a guy that's a lot smaller than average is acting tough in order to overcompensate for his size. The big man complex is the direct opposite of that. It's when a guy that's a lot larger than average thinks that he can beat up any man that is significantly smaller than him, much in the same way that an average sized man can beat up a child. So in their eyes, if a 180-pound man can beat up an 80-pound child regardless of the skill level, that means that they at 260 pounds can beat up a 160-pound man regardless of the skill level. But it doesn't quite work like that. Grown men have grown men testosterone, they have grown men bone density, they have grown men reflexes, pain tolerance, and power. And if they know what they're doing and you don't, then you will get wrecked 10 times out of 10. And Bradley Martyn's not the only one guilty of this. I've heard people many times in my personal life say that they could beat up a smaller than average boxer because they are a big guy, and they just don't realize how badly they will get embarrassed. And that type of stuff leads to this type of stuff.